Scorpio, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Solari Tarot. It's Greg here. I'm going to be doing your bonus reading. I'm doing bonus readings every month for signs that are watching the videos. So if you want to check out your September monthly reading, that will be in the description box below. This will be for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's look at your bonus reading. I just kind of want to see what comes out. We'll start just reading. I've got a few things pulled here in meditating on the energy for the month. The day that I'm filming this is Mercury retrograde stations day. So it's the 9th. I think the videos will be going up today as well. But this is kind of just a reading to see where we're at, right? And to see if there's any additional messages that want to come through to you. Now, I want to say this month for Scorpio in your astrology, which I cover in your monthly, with this retrograde is really all about diving deep. This is what we talked about in our monthly. Diving the depths, realizing sudden things, understanding that there are deep-seated truths that we're coming to that are sometimes really painful to look at. And in your pre-shuffle here, you have the Nine of Swords. You know, look, this Nine of Swords is all about what's got us worried. So I think that this retrograde, you know, we might have anxieties, fears, worries that are pressing on the brain, things that are coming back. Scorpios are having a lot of dreams during this Pisces full moon, which is tonight into tomorrow. So, you know, your dreams are really deep. Your life is really deep. You are submerged here. There is this air of mystery around you this month during the retrograde, and you're really sinking below what you know to be familiar. We have the Bobcat spirit here that says life is a mystery. I think that you're picking up on that mystery energy, right? I think things are feeling mysterious and you really are going deep under to determine what is it in your life that needs to change at this time. So this retrograde is a little bit challenging, but it is restructuring so much for us. We have the Devil here. I wanted to keep all these cards that came out because we're going deep down to where the attachment is, to where the addiction was formed, right? To where the hard times started, to what has held us back all of this time, and what has been so hard for us to pull ourselves away from. This can be so many different things, Scorpio, for so many different people. But we are worried about what we're seeing. There are things about our lives that we realize now, in the moment, during this retrograde, have to change and have to shift. They have to. We don't have a choice. You know, I think in terms of how we're all dealing with that, it's coming out in craziest of ways. For instance, I'm trying to grow a mustache. Never tried to do that before. Totally brand new thing. I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about it, but yeah, maybe you need to grow a mustache is what I'm saying, essentially. Oh, come on, babe. You're really gonna give us that? Look at this Three of Wands coming out here, showing that whatever it is that we see, Scorpio, there is expansion within it. There are results coming to you. There are things moving forward, but this is a direct result of what you're discovering under the surface. That's affecting you so much in your conscious everyday life. Now let's get into the cards. I'm keeping these three at our top and we'll just work our way down. But you know, look, the Devil and the Nine of Swords are people holding on to significant amounts of worry, anxiety, stress, fear, lots of cortisol in the brain. There is something for some of you almost that your brain is attached to during this retrograde. It's causing you so much stress and you have no idea how to expand it or move out of it. You're just feeling kind of like a slave to your thoughts at this time. Remember that these deep-seated things that we're going under to see at this time need to be there and we have to look at them. So look, the devil can be addiction in all of its many forms. Where we are chained in our life, where we are bound, wherever that is for you, Scorpio, as we go through this retrograde, because we had Mercury opposing Jupiter on the 2nd, and then Mercury will oppose Jupiter again on the 18th. This is something is getting pounded in. Something cannot continue on in the same way that it has been. So I think that in this month, though, it's helping you implement some of the plans that you've created based off of the information that you've been receiving. Let's keep going. Scorpio, still in September energy, retrograde. This is a bonus. What other things do we want to get into here today? Let's see what we got. Okay, look at this. Look at this. We have the Two of Wands. So look at the mundane things that are being affected by what it is that we're inevitably realizing at this time. When we are in our Two of Wands, folks, we are in a place where we are planning for expansion. Two of Wands. Look at this. This guy's got the world in his hands here. It's all available to him at this primordial Genesis place of where he has begun in the Ace. So in the Two, he's starting to realize that there's a plan that needs to be made. It could involve mundane things, mundane tasks, mundane partnerships, mundane relationships that are a part of the everyday life. But when somebody reaches the Three, now they're in the implementation of the plan mode. This is the expansion of that plan. This is when we start to understand just a little bit more. And not only do we understand it, now we're taking action based off of what we have come to understand. So this month, we've got to fight this place. And I know you guys know this place because I know Scorpios have had a hard way to go lately. And we've had a challenging time for us Scorps, right? It has truly been. So, whatever's worrying you, be brave enough to make a plan around it. What can we take, for example? I have an actually, I know exactly the perfect one. I have an unhealthy addiction to tarot, or I have an unhealthy addiction to people, to a lover, or a person, or our idea of a soulmate, or some kind of energy that we're all attached to. And I think as we go under and we start to understand that we don't really know what's going on in our lives in accordance to the things we want, it's starting to make us realize what we want. Let's see what else. Scorpio. So plans are being implemented this month, despite all of this stuff that we're seeing. I want to say some of you are seeing the past, or you're faced with the past, or you're looking at it, or you're feeling its energy in some way. You might be really going back under and remembering things from your childhood, just some sort of chain of events that you've been on for a long period of time. And I think you're realizing at this particular retrograde, nah, I'm putting a stop to this one. I'm putting a stop to this narrative that I've drug out all this time. We have the Knight of Wands. A lot of actions getting taken, and I love it. Because in a place where we're tunneling the depths of what we are, and we're in a retrograde season, action's not exactly the theme, but it, for Scorpios especially, can be particularly easy for you guys to go tunnel the depths and get down there and get terrified of it and get afraid to swim back to the surface. Do you know what I mean? But I think you are this month. I think you're braving the climate. You're braving the ecosystem around you. And yeah, I think that there's a lot of worry on your plate at this time, but I think it's almost setting you back. It's like it doesn't have a purpose. Just take action now. I think that there could be a lot of scenarios that come in during this retrograde for you as well, Scorpio, that are kind of asking you to take action rather quickly as well. Do the research that you need on something, but like in terms of just take care of it as it's coming up, right? Don't put it on the back burner. Don't let it ferment over in the corner of the room, right? Take it head on now. That's what it's too much, guys. That's what you're braving all of this for. You know what I mean? Let's see what else. Okay, the King of Wands. You're in, I don't know what's happening to what you're seeing, but whatever it is that you're seeing, you are really motivated by the idea. I wish this camera would focus better, y'all. You're really motivated by the idea of what you can create at this time. And I think you're highly creative. And I think there's so much fire energy here within you. I would note for you to be careful this month of letting what worries you or what you see from the past, letting that fire energy turn it into anger. I would try to stay on top of your relationship to your anger and your rage this month for sure. Just because any expulsion of anything at retrograde can just be 10 times harder than it is, any other time. So you may be faced with great mysteries and challenges here this month. And it's about navigating your way through them and kind of facing that toxic thing that you're seeing. Because I don't think, obviously I think that a lot of us are seeing some stuff we would rather not look at, to put it frankly. And look, this is an important part of life. We have to see things that we don't like looking at, and we have to learn how to integrate those into ourselves so that we can have a good life. And so we can start to get back on track with the plans that we are creating and staying in action and staying motivated to create the life that we desire without letting all of this that's weighing on us about what we've been through kind of pull us back. So we're seeing the past, but we're still acting in the present, right? Scorpio. Yeah, it's just flying out for you here today. 4 of Pentacles. Look at this, the Strength card, Leo energy. I mean, listen, you could have a fire sign around you this month too. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, definitely looking like a Leo. But there's just a lot of fire here. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I think at this time we're learning how to press on into the world and expand, even if we feel really uncomfortable about it. 4 of Pentacles really wants us to stay in our safe place, to withhold what we need to say, anything that could be fiery and quick and passionate and in the now. The 4 of Pentacles says, no. I'm just gonna stay here in the comfort of what I've created. I really don't want very much to go out into the world and see what it has to offer. I'm afraid that I'll go broke. I'm afraid times will be hard. I'm afraid that I'll lose what I have. And the thing is that times will be hard anyway. I was listening yesterday morning to this motivational speech, and I don't know exactly who the speaker was. I think it could have been T.D. Jakes, but he mentions choosing your heart. And he mentions that living in a poverty life of finances, maybe you don't have enough money, living a lonely life, these things are hard. Right? It's hard to feel alone. It's hard to look at your past and understand what it's trying to show you about your present. It's hard. It's hard to be treated by somebody disrespectfully. It's hard to feel like the universe always has you 10 steps behind. It's hard to take care of your life when your mental health feels like it's crumbling and you feel like you can't even get your head right to get your life right. It's hard. It's hard going to the gym to improve that body that you're trying to be able to rely on. That's hard too. It's hard to break down years of walls that we've built that the devil is representing here in the crown of the reading. It's hard to take on the devil of our lives and face the hard truths and face the things that we've been lying to ourselves about all of these years. It's hard. It's hard to create a legacy for yourself, but you have to choose your hard. It's hard to be poor and it's hard to be rich. Life is hard. Choose your hard. This is a message for you here. Are you willing, Scorpio, to get out of the muck of the current environment that you're in when you know that you could create more and you know that what's holding you back can be resolved and healed, and you know that you have this thing in your mind that is reminding you of how good life could be? Choose your hard. A big message for you here today. I think that's definitely going to be the title of your reading. Choose your hard. I pulled runes for you here, and I love the runes. I use them in my daily life all of the time, but I thought for your bonus reading it would be nice to pull runes for you, and I did. And I want to talk about them for a moment. Let me pull one more tarot card, and then we're going to get into the runes. You have 3 here that have come out. Okay, we got a couple cards that have come out as well. Shit. We have the 10 of Wands and the King of Cups. Right? Look at this. Scorpio, darling. I feel you that all of this on your plate at this time is heavy. It feels like you're carrying such a heavy load on your shoulders during this time. There are a lot of stresses around you. There are a lot of things, whoever I'm talking to, whoever's resonating with this, you're worrying about a lot of things, darling. You're worrying about a lot of things. In a time where usually at Mercury retrograde we slow down, but for the people that I'm speaking to today in this bonus reading, things are actually kind of winding up for you during this retrograde, and you're still having to deal with the depths. So you're having to toggle the conscious and the subconscious and the spirit and the physical all at the same time and stay integrated. And that can be very challenging. It's causing you to feel, for some of you, I think that you could be having just like minor health problems because you're carrying so much and you're so stressed out. Listen, cortisol and stress do raise potentiality for us to get very sick, for our immune systems to lower, right? When our bodies are in this state of worry and stress, they tend to get sicker. I mean, we have science to back this up, right? Heavy cortisol in the brain just ain't good for anybody. And you guys are enduring through this. You are kind of trying to stay the warrior. So I think that what it looks like for you, Scorpio, is that you're choosing the right kind of hard for you this month. But you're also dealing with the hard of what the circumstances that life has brought you up into this point. So when you're dealing with hard and you're trying to integrate and process hard, it could be hard. I sound like Harry Styles. What I really love about this movie is that it just feels like a movie, And it does kind of feel like that, right? Don't worry, darling. This film, Don't Worry, Darling. But everybody around that whole thing right now, if you've been watching the press, baby, they are worried. Miss Olivia, she's out here worried. This is kind of your state of being. It's like, it's retrograde, it's labeled with don't worry, but really the whole process of everything around it is causing a worry. So in some way, the universe is pulling you out of that safe place to get you uncomfortable with making hard decisions quickly, as they need to be made this month. So you gotta choose your hard here. You know what? Actually, I'm so sick of waking up in the morning and looking at my body and hating it. But then when I look at my environments around me, I realize that I don't take good care of myself. I don't drink enough water. I haven't been to the gym since 2019. I don't eat a healthy diet. We realize that we're just chained to what we want, but never taking any action to get there. Our growth is always stunted. This retrograde is making you look at this stuff you don't want to see. Hard stuff that you have to process. And I am with you, darling. I'm a Scorpio, babe. I'm going to be going through it right as you do. I mean, we're going to have to process this as it comes, folks. No doubt about it. And I'm going to clarify some of these cards, but first let's get into the runes. I'm going to kind of just try to go for a few more minutes. First rune we have is Yera. It's Merkstave, which means reverse here. And my camera's focusing like shit, but when this rune came out to me, Merkstave, in this way, it immediately reminded me that the timing is off. The timing is off. There's something that you've really wanted. There's something that you've really been working toward. There's this expansion, but you're close. But the timing is just not right. There's a couple more harder things that you need to do first. So you're gonna need to embody full, raw, warrior power here. You have Uruz. This rune here is the wild bovine. This is about raw, primordial, fire-based energy, just like these cards are talking about here, Uruz. I tell you, this rune here is about channeling that deep power to not give up and to barrel through what is stopping you at this current moment in time. I think that you're breaking through a boundary. I think that you're just like a rhinoceros. You're just right through the bitch. I think, look, we have the strength card, which normally comes out referencing the strength of taming the lion, not the raw strength of the lion. But here, with this Leo and these wands, it's looking like raw strength, raw power, while simultaneously going to the bottom of the lake. Lagos. This means body of water, lake. This is the subconscious mind. This is deep, deep, deep under where we're going, where your reading for September was very much about. Going down to the depths and seeing that scary fish with the scary teeth and the little light bulb on its head. You're just like, what is it, an anglerfish? You're freaked out about it, y'all. We are channeling raw power at this time. And I'm gonna clarify just a few cards, not everything, but I like this, you know, look at this. I pulled the deck out of the box. We got Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. This is the Light Visions Tarot. It's ASMR. I love this deck. We're gonna use it to clarify some things. Let's look at the Devil. Oh no, I took ads off the channel, but they're creeping their way back up. There we go. This video is sponsored by Liberty. Look at this, 5 of Swords coming out with the Devil. Starting this clarification, showing that there is conflict, guys, and there is battle at this time. Look, I'm not gonna cut it easy to you, you know. You know I like to be usually laughing and singing songs on this channel and trying to vibe out, but look, when hard times come, we all have to kind of stick together and go through them and really learn what we need to learn so we don't have to wait for the next, who gives a shit astrological cycle to come around, you know? I think it's so interesting for you, Scorpio, because you're realizing that like astrology is a useful tool. It's like meteorology. It helps us understand the atmosphere. But your heart and what you believe and what you know for your life at this time is what we're talking about. Whatever it is that you need to do, damn a retrograde, right? I love astrology, but this is you taking your own destiny in your hands. This month, expanding. It's not gonna feel very expansive in the beginning of it, I'm telling you. And once Jupiter opposes Mercury in retrograde on the 18th, listen, this is like at the climax of it. You might really be feeling confused and you might really just be feeling stimulated, exhausted, spread so thin, right? That 10 of Wands is here, just very, very exhausted. Tell me about three of Wands here. Tell me about 3 of Wands here. For the Three of Wands, we have the Five of Wands and the Strength card. Look at this. More conflict, more issues, just more problems. Just look, this is a hard time you're having here. But look how the Strength card has come out twice. Just hang in there, Scorpio, Urus. Just fight. Fight this. Fight. Get up. Listen to that song that gets you in that place. Lately, I've been listening to these motivational videos to remind me of how my destiny is in my own hands. This is a kind of masculine energy almost coming out, kind of like punching bag energy, right? Getting back into the fight of your life because you're seeing shit, and it's making you're dreaming about people that walked away from you. Like, you're dreaming about the times in your life that you failed. You're dreaming about the family members that you've lost. You're dreaming about a time in your life when you weren't carrying such a heavy baggage and pain in your heart. And you're knowing and you're remembering a version of you that fought harder and did not give up. And I think that this is incredible for you this month. Because look, there is bullshit a-flying at this time. Knight of Wands, situations that are just blowing out of proportion. And you're having to keep your cool. Look at this, the Six of Wands. But you're gonna win. You're gonna have victory. Whatever it is during this retrograde that you learn about yourself, Scorpio, I think it could forever change the way that you wield yourself out there in the world. I think you're being thrown to the front lines of the war of your life at this time. And that is no fun, bitch. Trust me. However, choose your hard. Because trying to stay alive in a burning house is going to be hard. Probably impossible. And putting that fire out to try to save what's left is going to be hard. And building something closer in line to what you always really wanted anyway is going to be hard. And Scorpio is one of the most spiritually powerful warrior signs of the tarot. You're powerful. You know how to go underneath the depths and see the subconscious and the things that you don't like to see and then come up on the surface and make a real change in the world. You know how to do that, Scorpio. You've done it before, and you're gonna have to do it here. Show me the Strength card. Tell me about the Strength card here. Tell me about the Strength card here. Oh, we're almost at 30 minutes. The Eight of Cups reversed. Once again, gonna have to go on that vision journey, that vision quest. I don't want to say vision quest. I want to say that shamanic journey. I mentioned that shamanic journey in a video that I posted this month called Whisper of the Gods. It just talks about where I went on this channel for a while and why I had to do it and why I feel cool to be with you now. Doing these readings requires power that I lost for a long time. And this channel continued to grow really quickly, and I got like a lot of subscribers, and I was booked up a lot, and it was just a lot of strain on my body and my psychic mind, and it was really, really hard on me. And then I had to go on this journey of learning how to conjure that power and be stronger and be able to do it. We all have to go through these journeys and see things that we don't like, folks. It just is this. Show me this Ten of Wands. There we go. Knight of Wands. You're gonna move quicker if you lighten the load because you're carrying too much, you see? You're carrying too much. You're carrying too much. So whatever this subconscious diving under is, I think as you come back to the surface, you're shedding it off purified. You're gonna have to let some of this go, Scorpio. You have a fight ahead of you too. I love those big messages where our monthly reading is just talking about how we're flirting with somebody and how things are really, really dreamy. And we'll have those readings, folks. They will exist. But you got to get through these times to get to those times. Don't worry. Laying around in misery, sick to your stomach about what's happening in your life is hard. Fighting those voices, fighting that narrative, fighting that circumstance, fighting that tendency, fighting that addiction, fighting that modality is hard too. Getting back on your feet again after you feel like the universe has clocked you a few good times in the head and you're dizzy is hard. But you can win. We can get ourselves to a place where we have maybe a little more uplifting of a reading. My friend, it is hard to see what is hard, what is painful, what rips us up. It's hard. Choose your hard. Yes? That is your message. That is your bonus reading for September. I have a few more videos planned for you. Obviously, later on in the month, we have the Sabbath of Mabon. And I remember once upon a time on this channel, I did like a Mabon mukbang. It was a long time ago, a few years. I'm not doing that this year, but I am going to be posting you some more cinematic content of my journeys and my rituals and my life. And, I kind of want to express myself on the channel more. I think I'm saying this to Scorpio because you guys are Scorpios, and I kind of want to share about my life too on this channel. I think I was always just the conduit for messages, and I want to express some other things about my life, and I want to share with you kind of my journeys, and maybe we can share our journeys together. I've been filming a lot of exciting footage for you. Whisper of the Gods is just the beginning. I'm still learning how to edit these kinds of videos, but I'm so inspired of showing you the wheel of the year and how as nature changes, so do we. And there's a sacred slowing down that we can have with nature that can be so replenishing to us, so that when we are in the place that you and I are in right now, we have hydration and we're ready for the war ahead. And so I just want to share more uplifting content with you than just tarot. There is certainly more to my life than just tarot. And so that is one of the ways the channel is changing, I guess. I want to just be myself. I want to just like grow a strange mustache. Let me be myself here. All right. I love you, Scorpio. I will see you for your October readings. I think next week at some point, I'm going to be doing live readings for all of the element signs, but I'll do the readings live in the chat room for each sign. So keep an eye out for those. Those will be next week. I don't know what day water signs will be, but I'll do Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces together. Have a great full moon in Pisces. I wanted to talk about that more, but we had some shit to talk about anyway. So I love you. See you soon. Bye-bye.